And
So,
you're right. Like you said, do you know what's happening in the market? Like people are making a ton of money right now and they want to know that their
yeah,
house is valuable. They
yeah,
love it.
yeah,
And a lot of times what you get over the phone isn't the reality, because once you get face to face with someone, the story totally changes and you're able to actually build that rapport because they see a real person as
Mhm.
opposed to over the phone. So with me just getting started in this business, my coach wants me to get in front of as many people as possible so I can learn that as well.
it's that time. Welcome to Roadmap, how to take 3 listings a week until you're ready for more. Each week, we interview a great agent who is just blowing it up. And we've got an exciting guest today. Let me first introduce my co-host from San Diego, Carly Hathaway. That's carlyhathaway.com. How you doing, Carly? How's the real estate business?
Hi, Ran. Hi, everybody. As we know, real estate is absolutely amazing right now. Seller's market. So it's the best time to be a listing agent. Loving it.
Great, great. We have an exciting guest from Jacksonville, Florida today, Marcellus Heath. And Marcellus Heath is all of a sudden blowing it up. For him, this is all very recent. He got into the business part-time and he all of a sudden got traction with Vulcan7. And he is just going like this. Took 3 listings last week. We want to hear, he's in the early stages of an amazing career, and we want to hear how he's doing it, the mindset part, the routine, the schedule, the secret things. What's he saying? How's he doing it? What's making all this happen? It's exciting. Welcome, Marcellus. Are you there?
Hi, Marcellus.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Hi,
How
Marcellus.
are you? We are so excited to have you on today.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Good, good. So, hey, let's just jump right into it. What is your goal this year?
I've been really aggressive. My number that I am aiming to achieve is 45.
Great.
Might be a little aggressive right out the gate.
So basically, you're right around 1 a week.
That's what I'm aiming for. Yes.
Good. So that's the goal, is to try to do 1 a week, and mostly listings.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, good. Which is buyer's take time, listing stake skill. So good. So, and I understand you took 3 listings last week.
I did.
Woo!
So break that down for us. I mean, how does, how do, what kind of mindset routine? Do you have a morning routine? What's driving this early success in because we're going to be checking back with you in September and October to see where you are.
Well, my morning routine basically starts off at 5 in the morning. And
Did you hear that, folks? 5 in the morning.
I start off basically just, writing my scripts out, my listing presentation out, probably watching some videos in regards to cold calling, and just trying to get in the right mindset and getting game ready for the day.
Let's go back for a second. You said you write out the listing presentation every morning?
Every morning. My coach has me doing that for 30 days straight. So yeah, I write out my listing presentation every morning.
That's very powerful. How long does that take you, just that portion of it?
About an hour, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you feel stronger in your listing presentation for writing it out every day?
I do feel, it helps me understand exactly where I'm trying to guide my my clients or potential clients.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it gets me in the right mind frame. It also helps me with saying my scripts on a daily basis in regards to that, because some of the language that's in the listing presentation is also in the scripts as well.
Right. So you're trying to internalize it so that when you say it, it comes out more naturally.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Love it. And you said coach. So are you in a coaching system, or what? Who's your coach? What's your coaching situation?
Mike Ferry coaching. John Joseph is my coach.
Oh,
so
nice.
He got
nice.
me every week, tries to keep me on track and focus on the right things.
We've had 100 and some people we've interviewed that are very, very successful, and only 2 have not been in coaching. And the ones that have been in coaching are the ones that seem to make all the money. So when you look at it, it's sort of like coaching is free, isn't it? You pay. What does something like that cost?
Well, for the one-on-one coaching that I'm in, it's $650 a month.
$650 a month. Okay, and that gives you individual coaching every week.
Yes, once a week.
Okay, so you know, I have to believe that's why you're going to track to one listing, one sale a week this year, or somewhere near it.
Absolutely. It's improved every week since I have had coaching. So my numbers are basically, we track them today in this morning session. In February, when I first started coaching, I was doing 340 contacts for every appointment, for every one appointment. In March, 741 contacts for every listing. April, it was 298 contacts to one listing. And this month it's 81 contacts to one listing. So
You essentially cut your contacts in half to
right.
find the listing.
He's double, his batting average is improved.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making the same contacts, but he's hitting home runs more often.
Yes. Yeah.
So where performance is measured, performance is gained. Hey, Marcellus, before you ever got in coaching, were you tracking numbers like this?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
So you really didn't, you're just in the wing it category. So, I mean,
Right.
now that you're looking at before you track numbers to now you track numbers. I mean, help me understand, what do you see when you notice, when you look at the before and after?
Well, it puts everything in alignment and perspective. It helps you keep focused on the things that you're supposed to concentrate on.
Kind of like running it like a business, huh?
Absolutely, because before I was just willy-nilly and just trying to figure things out.
Mhm.
Now all the energy and most of the weight is put on my coach, and he just basically just lets me know what I need to do this week in order to accomplish the goal. And he basically gauges exactly what's been going on with the numbers, what's been going on with the scripts, how I'm saying things, and helps me guide me in this particular week on how to focus on my calls and what I should focus on during the calls to be more efficient.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
But- Yeah. So you use scripts always. Like, is that one of the reasons that has changed your numbers so much, from having to get 340 contacts now down to 180 to get your listing appointment?
I do use scripts always, but also I've also added more role play. So
Oh, okay.
from Tuesday through Thursday, I role play, and I have 5 partners. So I do role play once on Tuesday, twice on Wednesday, and once on Thursday as well. So
How long you been doing this role play?
role play basically since I started my coaching in February.
Okay, so just in the last 3 or 4 months. So
Right.
prior to that and now, what do you see as the benefit of role play? 5 times a week. What does that do for you? Or does it do anything noticeable yet?
Well, it keeps me in the right mindset, number one. Number two, it helps me anticipate the reactions that I'm getting from my tonalities and from what I'm saying. And it helps us also figure out exactly what most people are saying in today's marketplace.
Right,
Gotcha.
because you're only getting the same couple objections, right? So when you get that objection in a role play, you're ready for it when you get it in real life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one particular week, you might get certain objections, and then so that week you write those down, and you focus on them. And you say, okay, how can I basically handle this objection the next time I get it? Because we know that objection is definitely coming down the road, because most people have been saying it. So I try to focus on 1 or 2 per week, just so that I can get more comfortable with them. And it varies throughout the weeks as well. So, and I have to go back and review certain ones as well, because you forget as well. So you
Yeah.
try
And what we notice is that how we get better with our scripts, so do the sellers. They get better at telling us what to say to get us off the phone, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let's get back to your morning routine. You wake up at 5 a.m. You work the scripts. You write everything down. Then what?
Well, I write the scripts. After that, I'll try to basically go through my coaching call recording, probably listen to my Mike Ferry recordings in regards to what I haven't listened to in a couple of days. And then just get ready for the day, come in for role play at 7:30 after I eat breakfast, and hit the phones at 8 o'clock, go through the fresh FSBOs, fresh expireds. Then I'll go through the last 10 days of those that didn't pick up previously. So
that's smart.
That'll take about an hour, hour and a half. I'll take a little bit of break and then try to come back and either do follow-up or I'll do some circle prospecting for another hour and a half to 2 hours, just depending on what my schedule is like. Lately, with things being so crazy and with, it seems like I've had a windfall of activity in regards to listing presentations and appointments, it's been kind of hectic. So my coach has basically been trying to rein me back in and keeping my schedule tight. So I've been kind of willy-nilly the last few weeks in regards to losing traction on getting those numbers that I'd like to get on a daily basis.
Well, Marcellus, with that point, because here's what a lot of agents that are where you are, they get going, they're doing all these great things and they start taking, like you took 3 listings last week, and all of a sudden they take all these listings and then those things go under contract and these people are like, I got to buy a house immediately. And all of a sudden you've got 3 or 4 buyers and then you stop doing the things that got you all those listings. And then you work with these buyers and then you have no inventory and everything's closed. And then you're back down here in the trough again. You have to start all over. Are you avoiding that roller coaster ride, or are you headed towards the dip?
Yeah, I've been falling into that trap. I'm trying to focus on listings. I've had buyers who have come to the marketplace that want me to show them homes. And I have a couple folks that I had an email this morning of 5 houses that someone wants to see today. And it's kind of subconsciously in the back of my head, but my schedule is not to do that. So it's hard not to at this point in the game because I'm mentally just not programmed not to respond to that type of request. And
so you sell their house for $275. They want to go out and buy a $700,000 house. You just went under contract. They want to go out. What are you going to do about that?
And that's the conundrum, because I'm supposed to go out and she wants to look at $650,000 homes. And
so I'm talking about a real story here.
Very real. So
that would be hard.
So let me ask you a question, because if you could choose somebody in your office that works with you, that handles some of these buyers, would it be fair to say that whatever the split is negotiable, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So couldn't you, and so on a $600,000 house, what's the commission on $600,000 house?
Well, we're at 18.
18,000.
Yes.
And are there that many to show them?
There are not that many to show them.
All right. So would it be fair to say you could find somebody that's really polished in your office and say, I'll give you $5,000 if you'll work this buyer and help them find a house? They have to pick out something immediately. They're homeless, or they're going to be homeless in 6 weeks. Couldn't you refer it? And then you keep 13,000 and give them 5, right. Or you could keep 12 and give them 6. But if they're that hot and there's so few homes to show, why would you give them that much? Wouldn't you just give them 1/3 of it?
That makes sense. And that's what I'm contemplating in my head. I'm trying to figure out, okay.
But you got to set them up with the right person, somebody that's really, really, really good.
Exactly. And that.
Or if you do it, then what happens is you make all the 18, but you lose
the potential business.
You lose 3 listings you would have had.
Right. So,
you would lose your track. You lose your momentum.
I'm losing my 30.
So you got to figure this out real quick.
Right. So I'm losing my 34 contacts for the day if I don't,
or you lose the 3 listings you would have taken, because you've already taken 3 listings in the last few weeks. You lose the next 3 listings, which would be, let's say it's $35,000, just so you can have 100% of 18,000. But if
Which-
you could keep 12, even in a worst case, if you did it 50-50, you'd get 9, they'd get 9, but you could keep getting 3 more listings. Because there are a lot of people who do it on 50-50, but I bet you could keep 2/3 to 3/4 of it.
Mhm.
You
But
think that-
you're right. It's a mental game because you
it's
see
totally
dollar
different.
signs and it's like,
Yeah, but here's the thing, Carly. If he's only working listings, he can do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on Saturday and Sunday, those people could be taking the buyer around, working them all weekend. He can be off and then he's fresh for Monday morning and do his thing Monday through Friday. You know, what do they say? I know the people you're being coached by say buyers take time, listings take skill.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's what my coach always tells me. So he's trying to have me focus on listings and appointments, and just having my mindset on that on a daily basis. And after doing this for 4 months now, I'm getting there. I'm a lot better than where I used to be at this point.
You know, I mean, are you excited? Because I mean, if you can make this happen, you're talking about a lot of money. What did you do before this? Before you ever got into real estate?
Before real estate, I used to work in the NBA for the Boston Celtics.
oh, that's so cool.
Really?
Yes,
That's
really.
so cool.
What did you do for them? That's awesome.
Community relations and player development.
Good.
So you have wonderful people skills.
So, but
I think-
so if you look at this, I mean, whatever an income like that would be relative to what you can do in real estate, I would think even as exciting as that job is, and all the wonderful skills that you bring from that, I imagine the income would be dramatically higher if you let's say you did 45 or 52 sales this year. I mean, what kind of money would you make if you hit your goal of 45? What's the income?
45 would put me somewhere 250 to 300.
Okay, is that better than what you were doing?
Much better than what I was
Okay,
doing.
there we go. And that would just be your first real full good year.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
we know his wife is a doctor, so we want to try to make more money than her, right? We're a little competitive.
That's the goal. That's absolutely the goal. That's
Yeah.
That's it.
pretty competitive.
There you go.
You got to keep that competition going.
The
And how good would it feel
wealthy couple.
Yeah. And how good would it feel when you're the year that you make more than your wife? Like, yes.
Well, my goal is absolutely to get to a certain point to where I can give her the option to stay being a doctor or to kind of just lean back and not have to practice anymore. So that's what I would love, because she's always stressed out.
Wow.
that
That's
could
a
be fun.
huge, that's a huge.
She could just kind of look after some of all the rental property you're going to buy.
I told her I was going to put her to work in real estate.
There we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Well, that's
Are you
one
going to make
way.
her be your TC?
Yeah, that would be my idea, because she's very analytical, because her undergrad is mechanical.
Marcellus, do not do that, man. Tell you why.
Why not?
You guys will never be able to take a vacation.
Oh, that's true.
If whenever I was coaching people and they were going to make their spouse like add an administrative role, I'm like, you guys will never be able to take a vacation. You
That's a
know,
great point.
you don't want to do that. And you're better off to have both of you as rainmakers making the money and not some clerical thing, because she's making a whole bunch of money now doing what she's doing, and she can take a vacation now. If you make her an administrative role, her income goes down, her hours don't, but she can't go on vacation.
Well, yeah, I definitely want her with me on vacation. So.
Right. And you
Yeah.
need an administrative person holding down the fort while you're in the islands.
Great point.
We want to see both of you and your kids on a yacht, and the TC at home is taking care of stuff.
All right, let's do a role play. So you're doing some just listed, just sold.
He
You
doesn't
want
wanna
to do one of those?
Let's do it.
Yay! Okay,
All
we're doing
right,
this.
so ring up Carly.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Carly, this is Marcellus over here at Keller Williams Realty. How are you doing today?
I'm good. What do you want?
Hey, well, that's a great question. I was just calling just to let you know about a property right next door to you over here on Lady Lake Drive that we just
Oh.
put under contract, $12,000 over list price. Would
No,
you?
okay, I did see that for sale sign. I was curious about that.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. We put it under contract and we have multiple offers on it. We finally settled on one, $12,000 over list price. So I was just calling you to see, when do you guys plan on moving?
I don't see us moving anytime soon.
I got you. So you haven't had any plans on moving anytime soon. Well,
No,
tell me this, how long have you guys lived here in the area?
we've lived here 6 years and we actually bought it pretty cheap. So we bought it for like $100,000.
Wow, $100,000. And you guys live here for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So are you aware of what's going on in the market right now?
No, I mean, I know things are like moving, but I don't really know like what my house is worth or anything.
Gotcha. Well, hey, that's a fair point. You don't know how much your house is worth. Um, I'm going to be in the area servicing one of my other listings. On my way out, I could just stop by and tell you and take a look and see if your home is the type of home that would sell for top dollar and possibly over top dollar in regards to this market. Do you have 15 minutes today?
I mean, you're already gonna be in the neighborhood,
I am going to be in the neighborhood.
but I don't want you to like pressure sell me or anything.
Oh, no, it's no pressure at all. I'm just providing a service for you because this is probably one of your most expensive investments for most people. That
Yeah.
is anyway. So
Yeah,
unless
this is
you're
our
getting
life
what you need.
savings for sure.
Okay. Well, it's on just to take 15 minutes of your time. I come by and check you out around 4 o'clock today, or does 5 work better for you?
Oh, 4 or 5. Can you bring me a Starbucks if we do 4?
I'll bring you a Krispy Kreme on top of that.
Then yes, 4 o'clock would work perfectly.
Well, I look forward to seeing you today at 4.
Okay, thank you.
And sometimes it's that easy, and and they don't tell you that they're moving up front. People are kind of coy. They don't volunteer it up front. You have to kind of work your way through.
And
So,
you're right. Like you said, do you know what's happening in the market? Like people are making a ton of money right now and they want to know that their
Yeah.
house is valuable.
Yeah.
They love it.
yeah.
And a lot of times what you get over the phone isn't the reality, because once you get face to face with someone, the story totally changes and you're able to actually build that rapport because they see a real person as
Mhm.
opposed to over the phone. So with me just getting started in this business, my coach wants me to get in front of as many people as possible so I can learn that as well.
Mhm. I
Fantastic.
love it. And then after you set the appointment, do you pre-qual them? Do you send them a listing packet? Like, what do you do after that? What's the next step?
Depending on what type of appointment it is, on this type of appointment, it just depends. Sometimes I'll pre-qual them, but in regards to that type of appointment, just giving an evaluation of price, I will get there and find out a little bit more motivation. So the more time I waste, the more money I make at this point.
Mhm.
The busier I start to get, I will do more pre-qualifying, and the more that I learn on how to read potential leads, the more pre-qualifying I am expecting to do. So yes.
This is all new, and you're embracing best practices. So
Mhm.
I like the path you're on. It's very exciting.
It's very exciting. I'm so excited. Let me ask you this. Can we start calling some NBA players and get them?
Most of those guys change their numbers every other week, so
Well, with Vulcan, we can hunt them down.
well, that is true.
So yeah, I mean, because you're really just getting some traction, you don't really have a database. I guess you're starting a database. How many people do you have in a database?
I have around 668 people in my database.
I know you know them. Do they know you?
I think around 350 of them know me.
And what are the rest?
The rest were just leads that I got through my systems throughout the last 3-4 years, just from websites and things of that nature. So
Okay, so yeah, I mean, so you've got to call the herd, as they say.
Yeah.
You got some work. You got some work to do to figure out who the A's and the B's and the C's are. So
correct. Yeah.
good, but it gives you something to work with, and then you'll get that to where you get that fine tune. And over the years, then that becomes a nice chunk of repeat business over time.
Yeah.
Good. So are you setting up systems now for how you stay in touch with those people?
I am. Email once a month.
Okay.
And I'm also with my my COI, which my coach had me put in my closest sphere. So I'm calling them every other month on top of the
okay, so that those we'd call them maybe the A people. How many people are your top people there where you would call them 6 times a year?
I have about 150.
150 people that might tend to send business your way if you stay in touch with them.
Correct. Because I've gotten maybe around at least 100 to 150 just from circle prospecting, their phone number and email addresses. So I'm staying in contact.
Okay, so because they showed an interest and they had a nice conversation and they liked so you felt like you could keep going with them. Good.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Good. Perfect. I love it. This has been valuable information. And for a lot of people that are just a few months in, and there are a lot of people that are just a few months in, and they would love to have taken 3 listings last week like you did. And to where every month they have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 listings that they've taken, because and the big challenge for you is, what are you going to do when all those listings sell and they all are screaming to go out and look at property? You got to figure that out.
I have to find a referral agent, basically, in my
or 3.
Yeah.
At least 1, maybe 2, and you got to have a good one, because if you refer them over and they bail on that person, so you got to get a good one.
Absolutely.
Good. And then just list property.
That's my goal.
Good.
Very exciting.
Anyway, I appreciate you being here, and this has been wonderful. And we're so excited that you are here.
Thank you so much for being here. And we all want to send you all our Florida, Jacksonville referrals. So how can we get a hold of you?
My cell phone number is area code 617-852-5743. You can email me at marcellus@jacksbesthomes.com.
JAX.
Or you can find me on Instagram as well and Facebook, Marcellus Heath.
Marcellus Heath. I love it.
Perfect.
All right, we're going to send you all the referrals. Everyone moving to Florida, all those.
Or just buy a second home. It's warmer there.
Buy a second home. Buy your vacation home with Marcellus.
By the way, a lot of people are going to wonder. They're going to wonder. They're going to say, Marcellus, he's got a coach. He's involved with our Take 52, which is a great place to go to learn a few basic things with Vulcan7 itself. And you're off to the races. You got a good discipline. But a lot of people don't know Marcellus's real secret. What he does, and nobody knows this, is he starts at 5 a.m, as you heard. And by the time you get through the morning and he's done his role play and his practice, and then he's talking to all these people, and he returns calls, and then he goes to the freezer and he gets out the delicious Grater's Mint Chocolate Chip. This is the one you eat for listings. If any of the other ones, like if you're working with buyers, that's obviously Rocky Road. But this is the one for listings. If your listing is slow to sell, dig a hole in the front yard and bury it upside down, and the listing will sell just like that. Anyway, we appreciate everybody being here, and we'll see you next week with another exciting guest.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Marcellus.